Hey learners, hope you all are doing well. Welcome back to my channel. Let's start with our new session of problem solving using Python. I'm sure you all are enjoying these programs. In the last episode, we had taken problem number 10. Now today we are going to start from problem number 11 onwards. Before starting with today's session, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do it by clicking on the bell icon so that you get timely notifications. So let's start with problem number 11. We have to accept x and y coordinates of 2 points, and we have to compute the distance between the 2 points. Right guys, this is one of the mathematical problem. One point and another point, both x and y coordinate, we will call this as x1 and y1, and the other coordinate of that line is x2 y2. Okay, and we have to calculate the distance between these 2 points. Okay, so how to calculate? So we have to use Pythagoras theorem, difference in x, the x difference and the y difference, whatever we get, its square, and then add that square, that is x2 minus x1, this will give you x difference, y2 minus y1 will give you y difference. Okay? And then take the square of this, add it, and then find out the root. That is the Pythagoras theorem. Okay, so we will be taking dx square plus dy square, and the root of it will give you the distance between the 2 points. Okay, that simple it is. These are all elementary problems. Gradually we are moving towards the difficult questions. Okay, and I'm sure you are excited to learn more and more problems in Python, right? So let's quickly move on to the idle environment and we will find the solution for this. See here. I'll create a new file. I'll save that file in the folder which I had created for you people in the past session. Okay, that is Python programs. Now till now problem number 10 we have completed. Problem number 11. Okay, we have to accept 2 coordinates. First I'll accept x1 y1. Int input, enter x1, int input, enter x2. Sorry, this is y1. So this will be x and y of one endpoint. Similarly, I'm going to accept x2 and y2. Okay, x2 and y2, that is the another endpoint of line. Okay, these 2 endpoints we have accepted. Now we have to calculate the distance. Distance d is, see here, first we will take x2 minus x1's square plus y2 minus y1 square. This is the square of delta x and delta y, that is difference in x and difference in y. And then after adding it, that is according to Pythagoras theorem, we will take the root of it. And how to take root? Raised to half. This gives you the distance between these 2 endpoints. And now we will just display it. Getting? Print. Can we display like this? Distance between, okay, brace bracket, in round bracket I'm going to display, brace bracket x1 comma brace bracket y1, and in round bracket brace bracket x2 comma y2 is brace bracket d. Only the thing is, this whole string I have to precede by f. It's called as a f string concept in Python, or template string. Now we are going to run this code and we will give some sample input. Okay, one end coordinate, suppose I am giving 23 and 12, and the other end coordinate, suppose I am giving 45 and 34. It will display the distance between these 2 points. Distance between 2312 and 4534 is 3.9 something. Getting? That simple the solution was, isn't it, guys? Let's quickly move on to the next problem. Problem number 12. See here. We have to accept two integers from the user and interchange them. Okay? Display the interchanged number. Okay? What we have to do is, we are going to accept two values, that is x and y, right? And whatever the content of this x and y is, it is to be interchanged, meaning the 6 should come in place of 5 and 5 should go in place of 6. The memory content should be exchanged. This you can do in Python very easily because Python allows multiple assignment. Getting? You simply have to write x comma y is equal to y comma x. In the past problem solution, I have told you about this. Whenever you write y comma x in the right side of equal, it is a tuple and it gets converted into a tuple. So it will create a tuple of y and x value, and then later that tuple is getting unpacked in x and y. So it will create a tuple of these two values, and then that tuple gets unpacked in x and y. So indirectly y gets copied in x and x gets copied in y. That simple the problem is, isn't it, guys? Let's quickly move on to the idle environment and we will find the solution for it. As usual, we will create a new file. Okay, I'll save that file as problem number 12. Okay, program 12. All of you, those who are interested in this solution, you can email me. I will always send you all these programs. Okay, I'll send you in the email if you are interested in the solutions. But I'll recommend first you people try. If you're facing any difficulties, then you can refer to my solutions. Lot many more programs we are going to write. Okay, now first we are going to accept two values. Int input, enter x. Int input, enter y. Okay, guys. Now what we will do is we'll display before interchange. What I'll do is I'll display the value of x and y before interchange. See here, before interchange, x is equal to brace bracket x and y is equal to brace bracket y. Only what I'll do is I'll precede this string with f. If I precede it with f, all the variables in the string are replaced with their value. Now what I am writing is x comma y is equal to y comma x. That simple Python gives the facility of exchanging two variables. Y will get copied in x and x in y. Now what we will do is we will display the value of x after interchange. After interchange, x is equal to brace bracket x and y is equal to brace bracket y. Okay, now we will run this and we will give some sample input. See here, x I'm giving as 10 and y I'm giving as 20. Can you see before interchange it is displaying 10, 20 and after interchange it is displaying 20, 10. means the content is exchanged. Okay, let's quickly move on with the next problem. Problem number 13. See, gradually the number of problem is increasing and I want you to reach till 3 digit, 4 digit maximum problems you'll solve so that you're comfortable with programming in Python. Any type of problem, so that whenever you are facing interviews and when they give you programming challenges, you will never face difficulty. Okay, coming to problem number 13. See here, the problem 13 is a cashier has currency notes of denomination 1, 5 and 10. Means that currency value is value 1, value 5 and value 10. Now that cashier is having any amount of 1 rupee note, 5 rupee note, 10 rupee note. The count is unlimited, you don't bother. But the value of that note is 10 rupee, 5 rupee, 1 rupee. Except the amount to be withdrawn from the user. You have to take the amount from the user and print how many currency notes of each denomination that person will get from the cashier. Getting? Like, for example, if the person is asking for 78 rupees, getting? So 78 rupees, the 10 rupee 7 notes that person will get, right? 5 rupee 1 note, I hope you're understanding, and 1 rupee 3 notes, means last 3 notes will be of 1 rupee each. Getting? Any example you take, like if the amount is 112, if the person is asking, cashier will give 11 notes of 10 rupee. 10 rupee, how many notes? 11 notes. 5 rupee 0 and 2 rupees 2 notes. Sorry, 1 rupee 2 notes. Sorry for that, because we don't have 2 rupee denomination. 1 rupee denomination, 2 notes. Getting? So the total is 112. Now you may have a query like how to solve this. It is very simple example. You just have to use mod and div. One modulus operator and division, but use floor division, not float division. Okay? See here. First what you'll do is, whatever the amount is, divide it by 10 and collect the quotient. Okay? See here, whatever your amount is, whatever you want, the change of which you are going to accept it from the cashier. So from the user, and the cashier is going to give the notes of it. So n is the amount entered by the user. You have to divide it by 10 and collect the quotient. Whatever quotient come, that is 10 rupee amount. Getting? So for example, 112 divided by 10, the quotient is 11. 78 divided by 10, the quotient is 7. You understanding, guys? Okay. Now what you do is, take the remainder of n modulo 10. N mod 10. Okay? Now whatever remainder you get after dividing by 10, like for example, if it is 78, so 78 mod 10, the remainder is 8. Whatever remainder you get, divided by 5. Okay guys? And that will be 5 rupee denomination. Getting? And whatever remainder you got after dividing by 10, understand it carefully. After dividing by 10, whatever remainder, it's again you divide by 5 and find the remainder. You understanding? Meaning n modulo 10, whatever answer you got, for example 78 modulo 10, what we got? 8. and 8 modulo 5 we will get 3. That will be 1 rupee denomination. Getting? That simple it is, isn't it? Let's quickly write solution for this. See here, I'll create another file for you people. I'll just save it in the appropriate folder, program number 13. Okay, we just have to accept the amount from the user. Int input enter amount. Okay. Now what I told, 10 rupee will be how much? N division 10, means the quotient of dividing n by 10. So example 78. So 78 divided by 10, the quotient is 7. Now what you will do is 5 rupee denomination you want. So take n modulo 10 first and then divide by 5. Now n modulo 10, example your n is 78. So 78 modulo 10 is 8. And 8 divided by 5, the quotient is 1. Getting? 8 divided by 5, the quotient is 1. So 5 rupee, 1. And finally, 1 rupee. What you'll do is n modulo 10, whatever amount you get, that is 78 modulo 10 is 8. And 8 modulo 5. So 8 modulo 5 is 3. The last 1 rupee will be 3 notes. Now we will just print it. Okay. What will print? 10 rupee. 10 rupees. How much? 10, comma 10. Print 5 rupees. 5. And print 1 rupee as 1. Okay, hope it is clear. There was no need to put space after equal because anyway by default a space is going to come after it. Okay, I'll run this. I'll give some sample input like I'm giving 78. You can see 7 notes of 10 rupee, 1 note of 5 rupee and 3 notes of 1 rupee. You can give some other input and try, like I'm giving 112. You can see 11 notes of 10 rupee, 5 rupee no need, because after dividing 112 by 10, the quotient is 10 and the remainder is 2. And when we divide 2 by 5, the quotient is 0 and the remainder is 2. Okay, hope this question is clear to you. Let's quickly guys move on to problem number 14. Okay, see here. In this problem, consider a room having 1 door and 2 windows, both of same dimension. Okay, now if it is a room, obviously it will be like a cube. Okay, instead of calling cube, we can say cuboid solid, because all the dimensions are not same. Okay, so suppose this is the room, this is the roof of it, and these are the 4 walls of it. Okay, and this is the front window, front wall, which will have a door, okay, and 2 window. We have to accept the dimension of that window also. 2 same window and 1 door. Okay, so consider a room having 1 door and 2 windows, both of the same size. Accept dimensions of the room, means room's length, breadth, height, that will accept. And the dimension of the door and the window also. The door, window width, window height, door width, door height. Okay, now we have to find out the area to be painted. Getting? And the area to be whitewashed. Whitewash means the roof. Okay? The roof is to be whitewashed and painted these 4 walls. So we have to paint these 4 walls. So how to find out the area to be painted? To find the area of these four walls, minus area of two window minus area of the door. The door area and the window area we will subtract from the area of these four walls. Will give you the interior wall. And whitewash the area of the top. Getting? The top area you have to calculate, which is a rectangle, which will be length into breadth. Okay, so suppose you have taken this as length, breadth and height. Okay, so the floor and the top is as good as same. So whitewash will be just length into breadth, that's all. Getting? And what about the four walls? You know it, two walls are same and these two walls are same. Getting? So these two walls are length into height twice, and the front and the back is height into breadth twice. That is the total of 4, and from that you subtract 2 window and 1 door. Okay, now what we will do is we will quickly go to the ideal environment and try to find out the solution for it. See, I'll create another file for you people. I'll save it as program number 40. Okay guys, then we are going to accept the dimensions, all the dimensions. So first we will accept length, breadth and height. Okay, int, I'll take it as a whole number only. Int input, enter length of wall or room, then int input, enter breadth of room and int input, enter height of room. Okay, now if it is confusing to write in same line, what you can do is do it in this way. Accept it in 3 different lines: length, breadth and height. Okay, just we have to remove this comma at the end. Then we have to accept window width and height as well. Window width, int input, enter window width, int input, enter window height. Okay, then door width, int input, enter door width and door height. Int input, enter door height. Now the data is accepted. Now we just have to calculate the areas. Okay? So first the area which is to be whitewashed. Now area which is to be painted and area which is to be whitewashed. So paint area and whitewash area. Okay, paint area is 4 walls minus 2 window and door. Okay, so how to calculate the area of that 4 walls? I told you these are the 4 walls. Okay, now the dimensions you can assume. This is length, breadth and height. Getting? So these two walls is length into height, and front and back is how much? Breadth into height. Okay, so twice we are going to do 2 into length into height plus breadth into height. Okay, breadth into height, front and back, breadth into height. Now this will give you the area of 4 walls, from which we have to subtract the area of door, which is dw into dh, width into height of that door, minus 2 into window width into window height. Getting? So I hope you got it. This is the area of 2 windows subtracted and the area of the door. This we subtract from the area of 4 walls will give you the area which is to be painted. And white area means the roof area. Getting? The roof area, the floor and the seal is same, which is length into breadth. Isn't it, guys? Length into breadth. Now we will just display this value, print, okay, area to be painted is comma paint area, and print area to be white washed is comma white area. Agreed, guys? And let's run this. Give the sample input, different inputs like length, breadth, height. Suppose I am giving 220, any random value I am giving 340, and the height as 350. Okay, and the window width I am giving as 35 by 45, and the door I am giving as 55 by 75 or 100, suppose. See, so it has given you the total area which is to be painted and the total area which is to be white washed. Getting? I'm sure, guys, you are enjoying these problems. Many more problems coming in the next episode. One more problem we will solve to end up with today's session. Program number 15. Okay, see ya. The basic salary of an employee is decided at the time of employment. Whenever that employee joins, at that time, how much basic salary he is going to get, that is decided. Okay, which may be different for different employees. But not only the basic salary that employee gets, he gets many more earnings and some deductions are also there. See here, apart from basic, employee gets 10% of the basic as house rent, 30% as a dearance allowance, getting, and some taxes are deducted, like professional tax, 5% of the basic. Okay, now what we have to do is we have to accept employee ID and the basic salary of the employee, and we have to display the take home salary. How much salary he is going to take home? So how much? The basic salary plus HRA plus DA minus professional tax. Okay, whatever is his basic salary plus the house rent allowance plus the dearance allowance minus the professional tax. This is the salary which is going to take home. Okay, so very simple. It is simple basic calculation. The input is employee ID and the basic salary. Right, guys? So let's quickly move on to the idle environment. We will create a lot of files I have created. I'll close some files for you guys. Okay, I'll create a new file. I'll save it as problem number 15. Getting? See, guys, gradually we are going to more and more problems. Soon I'm going to start with pattern printing series as well. Okay, and I'm going to start with the same problem solving series in other languages as well, like C, C++, Java, Okay, so stay tuned and keep watching. Okay, now let's quickly solve this. We are going to accept employee ID, int input enter employee ID. Okay, and then I'm going to accept basic salary also, which can be float. Okay, int in enter basic salary. Right guys, these two things we have accepted. We have to calculate house rent allowance. And how much is the house rent allowance? It is 10%. Okay, so 10% of your basic. The 10% is 0.1. Getting? To multiply your basic with 0.1, you will get 10% of that basic salary. Then the dearance allowance is 30% of the salary, that is 0.3. Professional tax is 5%. Getting? So 5% means 0.5. Don't make it 0.5. 0.5 will become 50%. 0.05 is professional tax. So what is the net salary? Getting? Which is going to take home, which is basic plus HRA plus DA minus professional tax. And let's print that salary. Okay, take home salary is comma and net. Right guys, now I'll just quickly give the input. Suppose I'm giving input as. Now the thing is, we just accepted employee ID but we didn't display it. What we will do is we will display that too. Okay, so we will display like this: take home salary of employee, and here I'll give that employee ID is, and then that net salary. Okay, so this way I'm going to display. So we will run again. We will give the employee ID as 111, the basic salary as 5,000. Now, is it displaying take home salary of employee 111 is 6,750. Getting guys? Now that's all for today's session. In the next session, we are going to move with other problems in which we will be using control structures like if else, loops. Okay, so I'm sure you are excited to learn many more difficult problems. Gradually our difficulty level of problems is going to increase. Okay, so stay tuned, keep learning, keep watching. Thank you all of you. See you in the next session.